Oh yes, okay, so it's fixed now. Thank you very much for your patience. Technical things are not my thing, but LinkedIn is, so that's a good news. Mariko, can you hear me? Okay, right. I will just, one person can hear me, so hopefully it's going to work. Let me just have a quick look at my stream if it's showing me. Yes, it is actually, the audio was turned off. I do apologize for that. I will just refresh it to see if it works. Okay. Right, so please put a 1 in. Yay, okay, that's good. That's brilliant, thank you very much. So the first question was, first of all, what is your level on LinkedIn? So are you a beginner, which is 1, or are you an expert, and are you getting your goals reached by LinkedIn, so you're connecting with the right people? So 1 to 5, 1 is the worst and 5 is I'm really good now. So just put them 1 to 5 in the chat please, and also in the end we are going to have a Q&A session which I'm really excited about, because that's where you can ask me anything about LinkedIn if you need any help. So it is a webinar all about LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is something that you should... Oh, you're in the middle. Okay, kitten. 1.5. That's an interesting scenario. I like that. 1.5. Okay. So in the middle and 1.5. That's good. I would like to hear from more people, but that gives me a bit of an idea of what to talk about. So I'm going to start with the beginning. So what is LinkedIn? I normally call LinkedIn as a unicorn. It is a mix between social and professional, and as Mary previously pointed out, she actually thought that it was just for jobs or recruitment or professional networking, but it is much more than that. Yeah, it is. That's good, thank you, Mariko. So it is much more than that, and LinkedIn in my books is the only place where you can actually be authentic without shouting. So if you're where I am, where you don't want to shout over other people on Facebook, Instagram and everything else, and you don't want to spend all your time on Twitter, LinkedIn is 100% your professional network. Now, Mariko, you come from educational background as well, so that is also a really good place to look at collaborations, connections. If you've got a project, research project, or you are looking to do possibly even research for your publications, that's a really good place to start. So LinkedIn is a unicorn because it's a mix between professionalism and personal branding. So, but you can do it much smarter on LinkedIn than you can do it on any other platform. And the other thing I love about LinkedIn is that if you are authentic, if you are helpful, you are getting rewarded. So your content does not get lost in the noise. Okay, that's a good start to know where to start on LinkedIn. So everyone's on LinkedIn, obviously. I have put out some posts on there as well as event. By the way, I had about 1 post going out before today because I was too busy on projects, but I now have so the next event, which will be held every month, they will have proper promotion and connections and follow-up. So good to know. It's always the cobbler's shoes, to be honest. So let's get started with professional network. I believe everyone is on LinkedIn, so you know about LinkedIn. But before that, I will just tell you a little bit more about me. So I have been on LinkedIn for a few decades, which shows my age really. Just over 7,000 followers, but it is like targeted followers. And I've got a marketing mastermind newsletter as a LinkedIn creator, which went from, I think, started the last quarter of 2022, and we've got over 1,000 subscribers, which is really good and amazing engagement rate. So please do look it up if you are interested. So I am a creator on LinkedIn, and I also run LMNts Marketing. We just recently grew a team with multicultural and multi-talented team because I needed help. I also wrote a book called How to Make Your Content Marketing Work. It's on BookBoom, which is like the Netflix of books. So corporations and big companies train their people by borrowing those books. So it gets about a couple of thousand reads a month, and I'm still getting the royalties for that, even though I only did the job once. So we've got a couple of awards and recognition. So this is the book that's on BookBoom. I've got another book called Conversion Machines on Amazon. The cover has been changed, so it's different. Last year we became one of the top 100 SMEs in the UK by Elite Business, and I won the CMO of the Year award at the Influential Business Women Awards. So this is my background, but I'm not bragging. It is the best way to connect with, yes, and organizations that we talked about, Mariko. You can reach out to any organization, and you can collaborate with people. It's brilliant. So the brief history: 2002 when it was launched, launched in 2023. Microsoft acquired it in 2016. That's probably the best thing they've got under the belt, Microsoft, LinkedIn, to be honest, because the rest of the products are not doing that well. Over 700 million members globally, so they are really quick to grow. And from professional networking to business lead generation, that is a recent development. So they invested quite a lot into the lead generation, advertising, outreach methods you can use as a free member or as a premium member as well. So this is the main thing. I think all of you attending this webinar, you are in the business to business or the professional network, so it is going to be your platform. At the moment I am actually ignoring quite a few of the social media platforms, and I'm focusing on LinkedIn because it's the only place you can be honest and open, and it's the most positive one. So it's not full of people moaning and whinging and dragging other people down, which I love about it. So first of all, networking. There's loads of people, and you can easily find the decision makers on LinkedIn. While on Facebook it's pretty much just the brand, and you can't really believe what you see on LinkedIn. That's the problem. You can also use it for brand visibility. So you want to build your business to business brand first and foremost on LinkedIn. You can also become something that LinkedIn calls a thought leader, which means you can express your ideas and you can get following based on your... It's almost like publishing a couple of books, but you do it on LinkedIn in very small snippets, so you can actually build yourself up to be something called an expert, an industry expert. I will talk about it a little bit later. And obviously you can use it for lead generation, but you've got to be smart about it. You can't do the same things you're doing on Facebook and other platforms. It's not going to work on LinkedIn. And the good thing is you can actually get insights. So LinkedIn will tell you how many people looked at your profile, how many people engage with your content. It is very transparent in that way, so you just look at how many people find you from search, and that's even on the free accounts. You get some idea of how your network is growing. And obviously the main thing about LinkedIn is building relationships. I would recommend that that's what you start your journey on. So don't just go in, break down the front door and say buy from me, because it's just not going to work on LinkedIn. You've got to establish yourself as an expert. You've got to be showing off your expertise, and you've got to create that emotional connection with people who follow you. So I always tell clients is that your followers, your customers, your leads, there's one thing they want to do. They want to have a relationship with you. I don't mean like a relationship, but they want to be connected with you. So they want content that they can relate to. They want your story, which will come later. They want to see where you came from, what's your story, what you're trying to do. And that's actually what LinkedIn is very, very good at. So first of all, what to do on LinkedIn. So I've got a couple of ideas for you that will be useful if you are planning your LinkedIn strategy in 2024. And these posts have been really, really useful for our brand and my personal brand as well. So LinkedIn is not something you just schedule, set and forget, because you will still have to engage with other people's posts, and you still have to contribute to people's actual content, and you still have to be on other people's platform to be visible. So the first thing I would like you to start with is storytelling posts. So a storytelling post can be, I'll give you a very, very simple example. It can be something, for example, the person behind the brand. So you can tell people about how I started my business. I was sitting at home after somebody told us that we were going to lose our jobs, and I was thinking what to do, and then I came up with this idea: how can I help? How can I improve people's lives? And then you communicate your purpose. So that can be a really good storytelling post. It can be your journey as a business, so you can talk about for example, where you started, where you are now, how you did it. People are actually interested in it. You can also create educational posts, so you can talk to people about their problems and the solutions you suggest to their problems, and it is definitely going to help your personal brand. Branding posts can be anything about the culture behind the brand. It can be your values, so communicate your values. And again, behind the scenes posts when you are working, when you are with clients, when you are networking, when you are generating results, it can all be turned into an amazing LinkedIn post. Another one thing that's going to get your visibility up, because it's it's the favorite of LinkedIn polls. So there is one caution I'm going to tell you about polls. So that's one thing you've got to avoid. But polls are definitely going to bring your engagement up, and it's got to be related to your business, but not very closely related. So for example, if you are let's say if you are a virtual assistant, then you can create a post about what is the one task in your business you hate doing and you'd rather not do. That's as simple as that, and you give them 3 options. Obviously you will have to add hashtags, and but on polls you can't add any images and you can't add links, so you just have to remember that it's got to be a very plain post, but it will still do really well. I normally do my polls on Wednesday for a week, and they are, some of them get much higher engagement than others, but they still do really well, because polls are just, they're just conversation starters really, but not like on Facebook where people just shout at you silly things. It is more meaningful, and people are going to vote, and people are going to engage with the content if they think it's relevant to you. There's also helpful posts you can put out. So for example, if you find a solution to a problem you know your audience is struggling with, just share it, and you will instantly become an expert anyway. So you will gain that expert status that you could probably not get. And obviously it's really important that you engage with other people's content as well. So LinkedIn is going to give you some recommendations on who to follow, who to engage with. It's even going to tell you the influencers in your network, even though you never know if you are an influencer or not, because last year LinkedIn has replaced influencers with different statuses, so there's no such thing as a LinkedIn influencer. But there are some creators who got invited to contribute to an article. I've got one contribution to do today because I got an email today. So it is a professional algorithm, and because LinkedIn is possibly the only platform that actively finds spam accounts, fake accounts, and verifies people, it is very important that you do actually gain higher status, because then your visibility goes up. So commenting on other people's posts is very good. What not to do on LinkedIn, this is very important. So if you are trying to approach LinkedIn as if it was a completely different platform, then it's not going to work for you at all. So the first thing you should avoid is spamming people. So people still do it when they connect with you, and straight after they say, oh, we sell this, are you interested, do you want me to send you a booking link? It just does not work. Just put a 1 in the chat if you have actually had an email like that, an email when you just connected with someone and you got spammed straight away with buy from me without actually getting to know the person. Obviously if it happened, you know what not to do. The other thing I see is posting erratically and then disappear. I can see that happen with a couple of business coaches who just like, oh, I need clients now, and they post and they change their tagline and they change their description and they change their niche completely, and they post for a week and they get 1 client and then they disappear for 3 months. That's not something you want to do. Or confuse your audience. No, you're not going to spam people. I will show you in a little bit how you can actually build a relationship in a way that you're not coming across as a spammer. So just bear with me 1 second. It is going to be covered. So don't confuse your audience. So I've seen a couple of people who actually change their tagline every 3 months, and it's just going to confuse people, like business coaches in particular. I work with content creators. No, I work with tradespeople. No, I work with fit-out companies. I work with virtual assistants. It's just not going to work. So if you pick a niche and you've got your ideal client in front of you, just stick with it. It's worth sticking with it. Absolutely. So that's really important. So stick with one niche, and I'm going to put the link into the follow-up email where you can download ideal client sheet we do with our clients, so you can actually start with your LinkedIn branding and connect with the right people, because that's the most important thing. So we talked about pause, and I mentioned I will tell you more about it. So the one thing you've got to avoid is talking about politics or sensitive topics. So never talk about do you think that the Prime Minister is good enough, or for example don't talk about gay marriage, because that's just it's a taboo kind of thing, and it's also against the policies of LinkedIn to talk about anything like that. Or don't try to sell straight away. So this is the answer. If you build a relationship, it will be a natural next step to actually have a chat with the person. But if you haven't built any relationship, just don't try to sell anything. It's like seeing a girl in the shop, liking them and asking them to marry. They are not going to say yes, are they? So that's the same thing on LinkedIn. And never talk negatively about a brand or competitor. That's very important. So I never drag down any of our competitors. I know what I think about them, but I never ever talk about that. So how to build your brand? So to build your personal brand, you will have to build up your business profile first. So you need to create a profile for your business and your personal brand. So if you already have your personal account, I recommend you set up a business page, which is really simple. For your personal profile, professional photo, compelling headline, detailed summary, showcasing your awards, your recognitions, your background, what you've achieved, because that's what people are interested in. So talk about your skills, and once you've got your profile set up, share your industry insights. So if you read an article about something that you're interested in and your audience is interested in, please do share. And there are certain requirements, but it's not really hard if you do LinkedIn right to become a creator. So that's your next step, and that's when your LinkedIn starts to explode. Connect with professionals in your industry. So you might think it's just lead generation. I just want to connect with the decision makers. He will give me work. It's not the case. You will also have to be in the bigger network of your professional network to shine through. Plus, you can engage with other creators, post, and then you will get visible and people will want to connect with you if your comment has been useful. And personalized messages. So it's very important that you don't use all the AI platforms or the outreach platforms, because one, LinkedIn is very smart, so it's always catching up with them, and then eventually they will ban your account and then you lost everything you've done. Second, you don't really need to go for numbers on LinkedIn, because one simple connection is actually going to possibly explode your business. We just got a message this morning from a business coach. He said, oh, we've been following you for a while and we are looking for a sales funnel strategist to recommend to our clients. Let's have a chat. So that could potentially explode our business this year. And all we've done is created content that people relate to and showcased our expertise. So obviously that's the main thing, showcase your expertise, and then you will have the expert status. Growing your business, so that's what I was talking about, so not spamming. This is very, very important. So discussions, events, products, services, company culture posts. If you've got employees, make sure that they do share your post and they do interact with the post. That's really, really important. We have tried to get some of our clients to do that and it just didn't work. They had 300 employees and only one on LinkedIn, so it just did not work for them because they could not get people to engage with their content. So basically the company might have had 300 employees, but on LinkedIn it looked like it had 2. So no matter how big you are, if you don't look big on LinkedIn, it's not going to work. I hope I make sense. And connect with industry peers, potential partners. So one of the things that Daniel Priestley, he's actually one of the judges of the Elite Business SME award, and I've been following him for years. This is his book called Scorecard Marketing, and we do use his quiz funnel builder called ScoreApp as well in our business and in our clients' business as well. He actually says 2 things that are relevant. So first thing is, in business everything is downstream from lead generation. So if you don't have leads, you don't have clients. If you don't have clients, you don't have money. If you don't have money, you don't have a revenue. If you don't have a revenue, you don't have a business. And the other thing is that somebody, that's something he says, this morning somebody woke up with the money, connections or expertise you wish you had. So you've got to, on LinkedIn, you've got to find a person who woke up with the connections or the money or the needs that you want to have in your business. So that's really important to think about. So I will put it in the chat for you to remember. So networking, I don't do much networking, but on LinkedIn I do. So what to promote? This is the most important thing. So on LinkedIn you will need to aim for an expert status and to become a creator. So it's going to be completely different from Facebook and the other platforms. Instead of saying, oh, do you want to buy from me? You've got to invite them to your home and showcase your exercise. Yes, Mary, I think that is an amazing quote from Daniel Priestley, and it relates to everything. And for you, Mariko, collaboration, somebody woke up with the connections you need. So you don't have to work that hard, you can work smart. So the different things you can promote on LinkedIn with success. A as I said, I only put one post out on this event, but hopefully we've got a very talented lady who can take over the event promotions going forward, so we can actually arrange that stream that people find us and put out reminders as well. So first of all, you can create webinars and events and promote it on LinkedIn. That's a really good thing, because if you are giving away free information, people are going to be interested, and it's more likely that you are going to sell them something. Create polls. I can't emphasize it enough. It usually takes me about 5 minutes. That's the only time I actually check the news because I haven't consumed the news for about 4.5 years. So that's a really important thing to do once a month, once a week possibly. Share free resources. So for example, our sales funnel calculator and your sales funnel health check is something we regularly share with our network, because it does help people out. So if you're stuck with your marketing, for example, and you don't know where to start or where you can improve, you click on the link, you fill it out, and you get a report. When it comes to the sales funnel health check, you get a PDF that shows in a graph where you are going right or wrong. So that's a useful resource. Slideshow documents, which you might have seen, so it's almost like a report on LinkedIn where you create almost like a presentation in a vertical format that does really well for the LMNts brand. Reach out for recommendations. So if you work with somebody and they are really happy, ask them to give you a recommendation on LinkedIn, because it will be visible on your profile and build up your profile as well. You can promote your book or special offers as well. So Mary, we've got a couple of ideas for the book promotion on LinkedIn as well. If you've got a podcast, I've got a coaching client in Hungary, an amazing branding guy, and he's doing amazingly well on his podcast. Even though it's a small country of 9.5 million, he increased his followers. Basically, when he puts out a podcast episode continuously, he gets very small snippets of the podcast and talks about it, and then links back to the podcast on YouTube. So that's a really good way of promoting your content. And obviously, if you've got a YouTube channel, you can always share the content from YouTube on LinkedIn, but make sure that you are creating a meaningful context for the video itself. So that's basically the introduction. The only thing I would like to tell you about LinkedIn is if you've already got a company page and you are looking to grow your company page, always post on your company page the main posts, and then from your company page you can share it to your personal network on your personal page. I hope it makes sense, because that's how you grow your following on the business, because people who follow you will click on the link to your page, and if they like what they see, they are going to start following your company as well. So how to become a LinkedIn creator. Actually, is anybody a LinkedIn creator already on here? I would like to know. So if you are, just put a one on a chat, or put a chat, put a comment in the chat, because I would love to know if you are a LinkedIn creator. Obviously, it is the ultimate goal. That's when you will shine as a person, and your brand is going to shine. So the requirements, this is from the LinkedIn website. You need to add value, be consistent, be professional. So I talked about not touching sensitive topics and being authentic. Okay, not yet. That's good. So that's your next goal. Oh, Mary, we will change it. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, it is. It is the ultimate. It is actually the ultimate goal to become a creator, because that's when you reach more people. So be consistent. As I said, don't just post 10 posts in a week and then disappear for 3 months. It's not going to work. Added value, so you've got to add value. Think about how I normally put this is you've got to think about your ideal client, and obviously you will get the link to the ideal client exercise, and think about what keeps them up at night. So let's say they've got a really bad nightmare and they wake up in the middle of the night. What are they thinking? And that's the problem. Oh, that's really good. That's a good step forward. So remember, grow your personal network, but at the same time, whatever you post on your business page, post it on your personal network as well from the page. So reshare it. Basically, there's a share button at the bottom, and that's definitely going to help you grow your business page and your personal network as well. So professionalism, we talked about it. Don't touch sensitive topics. Don't be negative. So that's what I love about LinkedIn. It's much more positive actually than any other platform. And be authentic. So for us, the authentic posts do really, really well. So not just what I see is on Facebook, it's all about a mask. So you shout about I'm this big, and you don't know how, maybe it's only 1% of it that's true. But if you do that on LinkedIn, you're going to fail massively. But on LinkedIn, you talk about your challenges, you talk about your journey, the bumps in the roads, you talk about learning from your mistakes. That's actually the type of content that works best for my personal brand as on the newsletter. People actually relate to it. It's like, yeah, I made that mistake, but I didn't make it twice, and that's really good. So you will need a certain number of followers and engagement, and LinkedIn is quite secretive about the requirements, so they are not going to tell you exactly what to do, because they don't want people to just go for the money. They want people who actually give value to the network, and that's why they scrapped the whole LinkedIn influencer program and replaced it with the creator program, and then they handpick people they feature in the news or wherever. So it's up to LinkedIn, because it's their platform, and they do try to prevent spam as well, and fake accounts, which is brilliant, because I personally, I am just fed up with the fake accounts on Meta and all the comments on join Telegram and everything else. It just does not work anymore. So the only thing we know about LinkedIn requirements is this. So you need to have at least 150 followers or connections. Now this number might have gone up or down since. So you need to have followers, and I will tell you exactly how to get followers as well. And you also have to have recent activity on LinkedIn, so you must be publishing content, and you need to have recent posts, shares, images, so a combination of different posts. So it is mentioned that you should have posts, but even if you are not a creator yet, I can't pronounce your name upon. Well, I just call you ideas. So you just launch your business page. You've got a decision to make whether to start writing articles from your personal profile or to start writing articles from your business profile. But it is a tool that's available for anyone. So when you click on the post something, you click in the little box and underneath it says write an article. So even if you don't have a newsletter yet, you can still start publishing articles to brand yourself. And obviously professional community policies, which I recommend you check out. LinkedIn's got a massive resources page where you can find out what the policies are, how you can grow your network, what the best practices, because they actually have best practices. And once you reached that level to become a creator, that's when you start focusing even more on building your network and connecting with the right people, because then you're already a kind of expert, so you will have that expert status where people already trust you. I don't want to, I'm going to say this because I know if you've been to any networking event, you must have heard that people only buy from people they know, like, and trust, and it is true on LinkedIn as well. But the problem with most people is that they get to the no pay stage, and they might even put out some branding posts that make people like them, but people don't trust them yet because they don't have that expert status. And that's what's missing from their profile, and that's easy to achieve if you contribute to other people's posts, if you publish articles on LinkedIn, and if you are just generally being helpful. Another feature I forgot to tell you about is LinkedIn groups. So for any industry really, you're going to find a group with loads of members. I recommend that you do join a couple of groups, engage with their content first, and then start publishing things. For example, if I publish something on LinkedIn, LinkedIn normally, because it does utilize AI quite a lot, so LinkedIn normally recommends me, okay, so you share it on your personal page from your business page, why don't you share it in this group, because they will be interested. So it's a one click of a button and you share it, and your content goes out to thousands of people to be visible. And obviously it's completely different than on Facebook and other platforms. So that was me, and I hope you did enjoy the presentation. Now we are open for questions and answers. I know I did go over a little bit, but the only reason is because I messed up the technology. So any questions from anyone about LinkedIn, it can be very simple as well. Just ask me any questions, because I'm more than happy to answer the questions if I know the answer. I don't know everything about LinkedIn, but please do engage with us. So while the questions are coming in, because there is a delay on the chat, I accidentally turned it on, so I will not see your comments for, I think it's a minute. I'm just going to tell you more about the resources. So we've got a website, and I do post a blog post every 2 weeks, and it's called LMNts Marketing, but it's the web address is this. I put it in the chat. So that is our blog, and there's plenty of resources about branding, social media, lead generation on social media as well. So it's very useful. Some of the blog posts are quite in-depth, so they are aimed at professionals, but some of them are very, very simple with examples of how other people are generating leads. The newsletter, we've got a newsletter on the website as well, so you can sign up for that, but I would recommend you to check out the Marketing Mastermind newsletter, which is on LinkedIn. And we also recommend you to have some LinkedIn resources handy. So if you're being serious about growing your business on LinkedIn, and otherwise you would not be here, obviously, LinkedIn has tons of creator tools, creator resources that I would recommend you to check out. They also have free courses and videos. Just one very important note: once you have the expert status, you can be invited to create online courses on LinkedIn. So a couple of months ago I submitted an application with some idea. I don't remember what it was, but that's just me, because whatever's finished, it falls out of my head, so I start with a new project. So now I'm 100% focused on this, so I'm not going to take my focus off that. And obviously I just got a message that, yeah, go ahead and create that course. So it is worth trying, and it is worth becoming a creator, because if I think about it, that course can be visible to thousands of decision makers for free, so I don't have to spend a penny on LinkedIn. And the other thing on LinkedIn is that it is based on the quality of the content. So I got really angry last year with Facebook, because it was my birthday, and I normally get about 100 messages for my birthday on Facebook, and I looked at it and I had like one, and I said, nobody loves me anymore. So about a week later, so I got everything in my feed: stupid fake courses, buy from Temu, buy cat food, everything. So every second or third post was an ad, and nothing from people I care about. So a week later I started getting the notifications from the date of my birthday saying this person says happy birthday. So the algorithm on Facebook is pretty much messed up, while on LinkedIn it is still focused on the real values and the authenticity. So that's why I recommend you to have a massive clear out of your network, create a strategy for LinkedIn, and find out who your ideal clients are and engage with them. Try to find a way to help them and to appear a professional and an expert for them. Now there is one important thing I wanted to share with you, which is your SSI score. So before you do any work on your LinkedIn profile, I would definitely check out your SSI score. If you just Google LinkedIn SSI score, okay, public sectors, LinkedIn Learning. Yes, that's where you do actually learn online, and I would recommend that you tap into it, Mariko. SSI score, sorry. So if you Google LinkedIn SSI score, it will take you to the link. There is one button that says go premium. You don't have to go premium, just click on the link that says get my score for free, and it gives you an overview of how strong is your profile, and how you compare to people in your industry, which is like, you will never ever get that score from Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, really, not even if you pay them. It's also going to tell you how you can improve, the connections, the authenticity and your brand. So it is where I would start your LinkedIn SSI score. If you need any help with that, just let me know, but Google will tell you where it is. It's very important. Before you actually become a creator and have a network of at least 1,000, I would definitely not recommend that you invest into LinkedIn Premium unless you've got the budget and you want to throw it at it, because you need to have that reach and authenticity and profile, strength of the profile before you can do that. So public sectors, yeah, I used to do some mentoring for Lancaster University, and that was if you check out Lancaster University Business School, because I follow them, they do some amazing type of content. So it's a mix of different types of content. And for public sector, I would definitely recommend publishing excerpts of white papers. So I know, Mariko, you've actually got a research paper going out. So you can literally create a document, slideshow. So just create a PDF of it with the main findings, upload it to LinkedIn, and what LinkedIn does is it actually turns it into a slideshow. So you upload it as a PDF, it's quite funny, and it turns it into almost like a virtual magazine, as I would put it, and that would be very, very good for reaching out to the professional network. So that's one of the types of posts that I would create. And public sector, I would also think about publishing statistics from findings of other people's research. We have worked with business that was fighting homelessness, for example, and we based the entire strategy on creating awareness in the beginning. So we created awareness about how many people are affected, Christmas period, and so it is something that people might not know about. So first of all, awareness. Second, give them something to think about and give them a way to communicate with you and to engage with you, and give them the clear instructions if you would like to collaborate with us, or if you would need any help, or if you webinar. Again, amazing, public sector does really good webinar posts. So they put out a webinar, they invite people, and that's when they connect with a list, and then they can get in touch. So hopefully those types of ideas are going to be useful for you. So first of all, statistics. Second, findings from research or study. And finally, you can actually give people a webinar or an audio event page. LinkedIn Learning, definitely. So you do share your courses, so you will have to apply to create a course. But in your case, Mariko, I think that would be very useful, because there's loads of larger organizations that use LinkedIn Learning for training their employees. Just like Bookbone, I mentioned in the beginning that it is used for training internal employees on different aspects of the business. LinkedIn Learning is more like a video-based learning that some companies and employees prefer. So creating your own course, for example, about implementing a program for what you do. I'm not going to say it here what you do in the business. That's possibly going to be a massive hit with companies, because it is a requirement by law to cover those aspects. So I've seen HR professionals create courses. I have seen loads of people in marketing create courses. I have seen accountants create courses on LinkedIn as well. But for public sector, it is also, you're welcome, it is also very useful. So these are my tips for public sector. So last thing, it just came to my head this morning, so I haven't thought about it in detail, and I have certainly not done anything. I'm going to create a LinkedIn Professional Accelerator program. It was during the shower, because that's when I get the best ideas, because I can see that there's a massive interest. So if you're interested in finding out more, just send me an email, just reply to the email from Eventbrite, or you will already know my email address, most of you, and then I'm just going to send you some details once I've got it. So I'm thinking about 6 months probably. It's going to be either 3 months or 6 months, and we are going to have workshops, and we will have action plans for every single month, where you will have to do certain things to grow your network. I prefer not to do it in format that I go live on LinkedIn and drink wine and just create a massive hype about it. I will just do it with a select number of people. So if you are interested, drop me a line and I'm going to send you the details about the new LinkedIn Professional Accelerator program. That's probably going to explode your business. I'm not saying it's going to be next month when it explodes your business, because it is a longer process than that, and you can't cheat on LinkedIn. That's what I love about it. But it is definitely going to generate results, much better results than on Meta, Twitter or any other platform. So thank you very much. Any other questions, please do let me know. If I won't have time to answer them here, please send me an email or send me a chat anywhere where you can find me, or on social media, but mostly I am on my email. So this is my creative day anyway, so I'm going to go and catch up with accounts, schedule some posts, catch up with our amazing team. We had an amazing team meeting from 4 continents actually yesterday, which was absolutely brilliant. So I will go ahead with clear my head and do some creative ideas, but I will definitely send you more details. So please expect a follow-up email from me. I'm not the one to be hard selling on webinars anyway, because that's just not my style. So I'm going to send you a couple of resources, and it's up to you whether or not you use them. We've got Ideal Client Sheet, which is really important for you to do before you do anything. I will send you the link to the exercise score and a couple of more resource links as well. Yes, Mary, it will, hopefully, if we don't mess up the stream, it's going to be live. So once it's live, I think takes about an hour for YouTube to render, so in an hour you are going to get the full replay link. That's not a problem. To be honest, I messed up the stream, so it's like some people might not even have found us, so that's absolutely fine. That's why I did it on YouTube, but it's a little bit iffy. So yes, you are definitely going to be live on the channel as a past event, so I will send out the replay as well, also to people who didn't manage to find us in time. So thank you very much for all your questions, all your contributions. Thank you so much for following me so far and engaging with our content. Please do check out the LinkedIn resources I mentioned, especially the SSI score. And if you would like to have the slides only for this presentation, I can also send it to you by email. Just drop me a line and I'm going to send you the slides themselves in a PDF format, so you can just go through them in your own time and create a strategy. I will send you the contact page links as well, which is giving you multiple options of how to engage with us, book a meeting, have a chat. It's going to help you, and I'm going to, once I've got the details about the LinkedIn Professional Accelerator program, I will share it on my network anyway. At the moment I'm just going to put out a post, put out the feelers on my network to see what interest I can get and what feedback I get. And once I've got the results, I'm going to finalize the plan, because I think it's going to help so many professionals who are talented and who can really make a difference. Oh, thank you, Mariko. Who can really make a difference for other businesses, because otherwise there's no point running a business. If you only do it for money, it's not going to work long term. So thank you very much everyone for attending, and if you've got any questions about the webinar, as I said, drop me a line. I will put the email in the chat. And just drop me an email and I will answer the questions as much as I can. I'm not going to take bookings, just remember, from next Tuesday. So from next Tuesday on, my calendar is blocked off, so it's got to be either before Tuesday or 2 weeks from Tuesday. But thank you very much, and I'm really sorry about the technical issues, but I'm really happy at the same time that you could find me in here, and I'm really happy that I could deliver something that you can hopefully use to grow your LinkedIn network. Thanks very much. Bye for now.